Hello again. Last time we talked, I was making some liquid culture media with the Dr. NYC culture premix, and it's really good, guys. I did 2 jars, if you will recall, in the last video, and I inoculated both of them with reishi, and they both colonized very quickly. So awesome. And I was looking at these jars, admiring the beautiful mycelium in them, and I got to thinking, I can do this better. I can find a better way. Every time I've made culture media, I've basically done the same exact thing. I'm not going to tip that one over to show you because I don't want to spill anything out of the micropore filter. But this is the general way that people make their media jars. And what I don't like about this is to extract the culture out of one of these jars or an even larger quart-sized jar. You got to do a lot of tipping and finagling with the syringe to get a good extraction point. So I bought these little jars here with the intention of making more liquid culture media, with the jar being 4 ounces, thus making it easier to access my liquid culture. And that's true, and this is better, I think, than this, but I was looking at these little jars, these are 4 ounces, and I said to myself, I can still do better. There's still a better way. And you know what? I found it. And I'm going to show everybody what it is. So please join me. Please stick around. And you're going to learn something new today. Here we have all the equipment you're going to need for the new method of making media jars, but I've also included the things I use to make jars the old-fashioned way. So all you really need for the old way, and you're not really going to need much more in the new way. There's only one really crucial bit that you need for the new method. So for the old, you need a 1/4 drill bit, you need your microspore filters, and you need your self-healing injection ports. All you gotta do for this method, the old-fashioned way, is just drill holes in the lid of a jar. And as you can see, I wasn't fooling. Those aren't just decorative, there's really holes there. But this is the old way. These are the jars I made in my last video. This Dr. NYC culture premix, and that was about 7 days ago, I want to say. And this has colonized real quicker than I thought it would. So this product, it does come as advertised. It works. So for the new method, what are you going to need? First and foremost, you're going to want some safety glasses. we're going to be drilling into glass. And when you do that, there's just thousands, if not millions, of tiny little powder glass shards just floating around. So you might also want to wear a mask, but at the very least, you want glasses. I want these little jars here. They're 4 ounces. You can do what we're about to do with any size jar you want. But for the media, I really want to keep the jars small. So I got these. The next thing you're going to need are these self-healing injection port gaskets. These I've only ever gotten when I order modified jar lids, and I've never really made anything with them myself before these past few days. I'm going to stop using these ports on jars. I am only going to use these on bags from here on out. And I will be using these gaskets for jars. Next thing you will want to have before the Gorilla Glue is, it doesn't have to be this brand, but this is what I got from Lowe's. It's a Spyder diamond tip hole saw. And this is what you need to cut through glass. So this is crucial. Now, whenever you make your hole in the glass and you stick one of these gaskets into it, it's not gonna stay in there. It's not enough room. On lids like these, if you drill through with a 1/4 drill bit and then stick one of these gaskets, pop it in there, it'll stay just fine. But whenever you stick it into the hole you make in the glass, it's no friction, so it just slides right out. So that's what this is for, Gorilla Glue. It is all reliable, it's great stuff. And it does say on the bottle that it's 100% waterproof, and I'm just going to take it at its word. Something else you will need is water. Now, there's different methods to cutting glass. So, you always want lubrication. That's a must. But you have options. You could either have flowing water over the surface as you're cutting, the same way you will see a mason do with tiles if you've ever participated in a flooring operation. But the method I'm going to use, because I don't have a sink out here, and this is a totally viable method. This isn't like a workaround or anything like that. It's really just not convenient for masons to do this. But I just have a container of water. And when I cut the glass, I won't have it submerged the entire time, but I will have I'll be over the water so that I can dip it down, lubricate, and wash away those glass particles we spoke about earlier. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the first part of the video, but you're going to need a driving drill. You do not want to do this with an impact drill. And I will be the first to say I have not mastered this skill yet. This was a strike of inspiration I had, not born out of experience, is what I'm saying. So it's not like I have experience cutting glass. So I said, oh, I know how to make it better. I'll just, incorporate one of those skills I had learned. So bear with me. I'm sure anyone watching this that actually does stuff like this for a living is probably going to be cringing. You want to go in at an angle so that you create a slot for the bit to stay stable, and then you want to move it upright. And something else, you do not want to apply pressure with the drill. The friction of the bit is enough. You do not need to push into it. You could break the glass, and if you're holding it like I am, it's going to be bad. This might be bad. You're supposed to start and stay at full speed. So I'm still learning how to maintain the drill in one spot. If you start slow, it's just going to start riding or rolling across whatever surface. So you gotta be pretty quick. So let's get back to it. Keep losing it whenever I go to move the drill in the upright position. So maybe I'm not letting it create that crevice. For a second there, I was nervous I broke it or might have shattered it because the drill, I was not putting pressure on it, but once there's a hole, gravity's going to do its thing. But as you can see, we got a hole there now. I got water everywhere. As long as it's just water, that's fine. It'll evaporate. I think it's beautiful. It's exactly what I want it to do. And it worked out. You want to make sure you get all the particles out of the jar, because even though it's freaking powder, it's still glass. Isn't that how you get mesothelioma or something like that? So there you go. For the gas air exchange, I'm going to break out the 1/4 drill bit. Boom. And injection port on the bottom, gas air exchange on the top. Oh, I didn't see you there. Okay. So, we did it. These are our old culture jars. See how outdated it is? Ugh, so old. But we also have our nice, pretty new models. Oh, it's so beautiful. See? Doesn't have that freaking... I don't know if this is racist or not, but blackhead? I mean like the pimple blackhead, not like a black person's head. But yeah, it doesn't have the ugly blackhead on it. And it'll be easier to inoculate. Well, not inoculate. It'll be the same for inoculation. But this will make extraction easier. Because like I was saying, on these old jars, I would have to tip them. And sometimes I would tip them a little too far. And the microspore filter would get covered in media, which has a lot of sugar in it, and it tends to ferment. So this, I hope, will help in ways more than just being more aesthetically pleasing, being my own spin on something. I came up with this myself. I'm not going to sit here and say I was the first person to ever do that. To do this, because there's no way that's true. It just isn't. But I hadn't seen it, so I came up with this, and I'm pretty happy with it. 4-ounce mason jars. Go away! Jeez. Oh wait, no! Before you do that, like and subscribe and share this video with all your aspiring mycologists in your life. Thank you.